Good morning, Year 5, and welcome to your last maths lesson this half term. Let's go for it. Please record your date and learning objective in your book. Today we're going to build on yesterday's work where we added 2 fractions, and today we're going to add 3 or more fractions together. Please record your flashback 4 and your times. Pause the video while you do this, then come back with your blue pen. Let's see how you did. Mark your answers, please. Blue pen reflect for anywhere you need to do corrections. Let's move into our learning then for today. Today we're adding 3 or more fractions together using exactly the same skills as we did yesterday. So let's get ready with those skills that we're going to need today. Pause the video and have a go. Let's see how you did. So with number 1, did you spot that you needed to add these together? Can you find an easier way of doing it? Well, yes, you could rearrange the numbers you're adding to find number bonds to make 100. Can you spot the 2 that will make 100 together? There, we've rearranged them, and it's the 54 and 46 that make 100. Therefore, this makes it really easy to add because it's 177, and that's the answer. On number 2, you'll notice that the fractions all have different denominators. So before we start, we need to find a common denominator, which would be 12. So we need to change 2/3 into 12s. What would I times 3 by to make 12? Times by 4. Do the same to the top. 2 times 4 is 8, so 8/12. This doesn't need to change, and this does. What would I do to 6 to make 12? Times by 2. Do the same to the numerator, times by 2. That's 2/12. Now I have the 8/12. Let's put them on. Add the 1/12 that's in the centre, put it on. Add the 2 extra 12ths. Now you should be able to see quite clearly that we have 11/12. You might have noticed it's just one short of 12/12, so it's quite easy to count. Let's have a look at number 3. So we need to make them all equivalent fractions, so we look for the parts that we can do. We could change 7 into 21sts. What would I multiply by? 3. Do the same here. Multiply by 3 is 9. Now, this doesn't help me here, and this doesn't help me here. So let's look up here. 3 times what would make 15? We times it by 5. Do the same to the denominator. 7 times 5 is 35. Well done if you spotted that way to do it. Let's move into our learning. So the same principle, we have 3 fractions with different denominators. And we need to convert them so that we have the same denominators. Here we've got the 3/16. That's not going to change. Leave it alone. These need to change to 16ths. What would I do to 4 to make 16? Multiply it by 4. Do the same to your numerator. 1 times 4 is 4. So it's 4/16. Let's do the same with a half. Now halves are easy. What's half of 16? 8. So it's 8/16. Now let's put that on. We have the 3/16. Now we need to put on the 4/16 and another 8/16. And again, can you see we're just one short of the end, so it must be 15/16. Well done if you spotted that. Have a go now yourself. Find the common denominator and then imagine how far that's going to go on our strip. Pause the video and have a go. Let's see how you did. So the common denominator will need to be 24ths. So to find half, you just think 24, what's half of it? And that's 12. So that's 12 24ths. 1/6. So what would I do to 6 to get to 24? I'd multiply it by 4. So I do the same to the numerator. 1 times 4, and that's 4. 4 24ths. I now have 12 24ths, which I'm going to add on here, like that, and 4 more 24ths, which I've added on there because the 3/24 are already here. Now I can see what I have, and that's 19. 12 add 4 is 16, add 3 is 19. Well done if you spotted that. Let's apply that now into a problem-solving context. Dexter eats 3/14 of a cake. Eva eats 1/7 of the same cake. And Mo eats half of the same cake. I think I'd like to be Mo. Let's have a go. How much of the cake is eaten? See if you can work out what the calculation is that you're doing. It links to today's learning. And then see if you can convert to the same denominators to work it out. Let's see how you did. 3/14 add 1/7 add 1/2. So we need to find a common denominator. If we look at the denominators, we've got 14, 7 and 2. We've changed to 14ths. 7 times 2 is 14 and 1 times 2 is 2. What about this? Is that half again? So what's half of 14? 7. So 7/14 is the same as a half. Now we have 3/14, add 2/14, add 7/14. Now linked back to our learning at the start of the lesson, can you see two numbers there that will add to make a number bond? You should be spotting that the 3 and the 7 make a 10, and then we're adding 2 more, which makes 12/14. Is there a number that goes into both 12 and 14? Yes, 2. How many 2's go into 12? 6. How many 2's go into 14? 7. So it's equivalent to 6/7. Well done if you work that out. Let's look at it now as a pothole model. So the whole amount that was eaten was 6/7. So we're going to put that here. And then the parts were 3/14, 1/7 and 1/2. Well done if you noticed that. That's going to help us in our next question. Have a go at questions 1 to 4 on the worksheet. I'd like you to record it, please. Use this if you need it to come back to find equivalent fractions. And I'd like you to record it in your book like this, using the colours just like we used colours in the examples we did today. Write the fractions down, show your conversions, and then link it to what we've got above. I've shown you how to do 1A. Use that to help you with all other questions, and continue to the end of question 4. When you've done that, pause the video here. When you've done it, come back to me and we'll have a go at the next questions. Let's continue. Here we've got fractions to add together that make 3/5, but we don't know what this one is. Is the rule any different? No, we still need to find common denominators, and that's our starting point. What will they all go into? You should have noticed they'll all go into 30. How many 6's go into 30? 6 times 5 makes 30, so we times the numerator by 5, and that's 5/30. Now I'm just going to pull this information down, but write it as 30ths. And I'm going to convert this into 30ths. How many 5's go into 30? 6, so it's 6 times the numerator by 6, and that's 18. So we know the final answer is equivalent to 18/30. So now we've got 7/30, add 5/30, add an unknown number, and it equals 18/30. Suddenly this looks a bit easier. Let's apply that in a pothole model. If we think about what we're adding together. Here, so the total amount is 18/30. We have our 7/30. We have 1/6, which is equivalent to 5/30. And we don't know this one. We're going to put that there, like this. Now, do you agree with my answer of 6/30? Why is that correct? 5 add 7 makes 12, and 12 add what makes 18? 6. So it's 6/30. Let's record that there. But that's not the answer here. I'm not going to just put the 6 and put it up there, because I need to convert back again. I need to move from 30ths to fifths. What would I divide 30 by to get to 5? 30 divided by 6 is 5. So 6 divided by 6 is 1. So the answer is 1/5 when we convert the 6 to 30ths back to fifths. I'd like you to have a go at this one, please. Pause the video and have a go. How did you get on? You might have converted them all into 28ths because they all go into 28ths, and that's a great method. However, I'm just going to share with you another way to look at it. We could actually use division and make these come back to become 7ths. So this we're going to change to 7ths. This we're going to change to 7ths. 28 divided by what is 7? It's divided by 4. 8 divided by 4 is 2. So that's 2/7. So now I've got an unknown number, add 2/7, add 1/7 makes 5/7. 2 add 1 makes 3. What would I need to add to that to get to 5? I'd need to add 2. But that's 2/7. I need to change it back into 14ths. What would I do to 7 to make 14? Times it by 2. So I do the same to the numerator. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 to 14ths. Well done if you spotted that. You should have the same answer no matter what method you've used. I'd like you to now have a go at questions 5 to 6 on your worksheet. And I'd like you to lay it out in your book. You record it in your book, not on the sheet. I've shown you how to lay it out, and I've shown you how to convert between the different amounts. Remember to always convert back to put it back in your answer. So number 5A has been done for you. I'd like you to continue to the end of number 6, please. When you've paused the video and then come back when you've done that, so you can do your red level challenges. Red level challenges, you stick each challenge into your book and show your working or explanation at the side. Here is the first example, and here are some sentence stems to explain why Eva is wrong. What did she do wrong? And then I want you to tell me what the correct answer is. Show me the method that helps you get to the correct answer. On the last one, Jack has 3 fractions and he adds them together to get an answer of 17/18. I'd like you to find at least 5 different possibilities of fractions he could have added, but don't make them all 18ths. Think about other numbers, like halves, or ninths, or sixths, or thirds. Find at least 5 different possibilities to record for this question. Good luck with your challenges today, and well done for reaching the end of this term. So proud of you. I look forward to continuing our journey on fractions with you after the holidays. Keep up the good work, and well done everyone.